What's good, everybody? It's your boy Rexonmax, and today we're going to be talking about GamerB. GamerB actually gave us some news on Project L. He said right here that he was able to attend a Project L banquet by Riot in Japan, and he was able to get some news of what's going on with the game and stuff like that gives us more insight of what's going on. So we can go ahead and get into it now. He said he made sure to preface this by saying this is translated with ChatGPT, so stuff might be a little bit off, but it seems like some very accurate information right here. So starting off, he said Project L aims to pass on the fighting game genre to the next generation and increase the fighting game community, but that does not mean they will abandon old players. Therefore, Project L will be a game that allows players to put all their passion into it, and they also don't want to set the threshold too high to scare off new players. So that's something that's been talked about a lot. We know when it comes to these games and stuff like that, you don't want to drive away the older players and stuff like that by making the game too easy, but they're also trying to bring in new players, make it easy for them to access and stuff like that. Don't want it too hard for them. So that's been a balancing act. It is confirmed that the game will be free to play, so that is confirmed. Let's go to the next picture. The game is still far from the closed beta stage, let alone release. So that's something that's been talked about for a while. How close is Project L? And it seems like very far away. I mean, it's nowhere near close to the beta stage. So they want to create a 2v2 game with speed, distinct visuals, powerful attacks, and an easy to understand defense and counter system. The system should be easy to pick up, but also have depth for research. So basically what we was talking about earlier. Project L will be a permanent version of a fighting game, officially called a live service, which means there won't be a sequel, but a continuous update. So kind of like League of Legends is going to be one game and they're just going to keep updating. So we shouldn't expect a sequel, just updates. They will integrate the world of League of Legends into a fighting game perspective, adding new elements and selecting characters suitable for fighting games. With over 140 League of Legends characters in a 2v2 system, there are infinite possibilities for character combinations. In the demo video, there was a move called Retreating Guard, which cancels backdash while in defense. If the opponent swings and misses, they can be further countered by attacking from further distance if they anticipate the Retreating Guard move. This means Retreating Guard has an unavoidable vulnerability. So I'd like to actually see this in motion. I mean, it's cool to hear, but I'd actually like to see this. Normal moves can be canceled into jump chain combos or a ground chain combo that includes a launcher move, then a jump to continue the combo, which is similar to Marvel vs. Capcom. There will be many defense systems, but they have not been showcased yet. When calling a character assistance during a combo, players can switch characters indicated by a yellow flash, and the original character will exit the stage, allowing for a secondary character to enter. Veteran players need not worry, as Project L will not be a game that is too easy. There will be depth for skilled players to explore. There will be 3 attack buttons for light, medium, and heavy attacks, along with other combination keys and directional inputs for special effects. There won't be any moves that require specific input commands, as all moves will be button direction combinations. So we see that we don't have any, quarter circle forward or nothing like that. It's gonna be a button and a direction, and that's how you're gonna get your special moves and stuff like that. So I mean, that's even less than a little less than even maybe like Mortal Kombat for to get special moves. There won't be any CC skills like in League of Legends, but it will be presented in a different way like in an animation. There will be a pro sports environment, and some may worry that official tournaments will displace community events. Therefore, there will be a limit on official tournaments, and community events can use L to organize their events. So they're basically saying they're not trying to get in the way of, community events, the lower ones, the people who try to run tournaments with Project L. They're gonna limit their big tournaments, so their big official tournaments, so they don't get in the way of the community. 2v2 fighting games have always been difficult to succeed, but they still want to give it a try. Even if people don't like it at first, they can continue to update until everyone is satisfied. So they're really gonna go hard for this. The cooldown system in Rising Thunder will not appear in L because depriving players of their actions is a bad thing. Someone asked about the things that make opponents hate low height characters and whether Tenmo will appear, and the official answer is that you are good at guessing, but not giving a direct answer. So they're basically dodging that one. Riot's esports competitions are not famous for high prize money, but there are professional regions around the world where players can earn a salary to live on. Therefore, L hopes to make players become stars instead of simply giving high prize money, because star players can earn more money through endorsements or sponsorships. So that whole thing that came before, like when Riot was coming in and they thought that we was gonna get like $1 million prize pools off the back, it seems like that's not the case. It seems like they want to actually cultivate more of people just being better players just because they want to play the game and they love the game, than just, hey, I'm gonna just play this because, you know, they got $1 million on the line. L believes that rather giving big competitions at the beginning, they hope to first ensure that the players are satisfied with the game and then focus on building an esports environment. So basically, like I said, L hopes to create a game that players can identify from their actions, so there may be summoner skills for players to choose from. Both characters have to be KO'd to win, and each round will at least have 2 rounds. The comeback system, when only one character is left to be hit, has not yet been decided whether to be made, such as X Factor, depending on which one players prefer in future voting, with or without comeback elements. So this game is kind of a while off. I mean, they don't even have comeback systems in yet. I mean, this is kind of far out. Different regions have different servers, so players close to the server will have better connections, unlike other fighting games that only use peer-to-peer. There is currently no consideration for a character leveling system like LOL, but they may be added if players like it. L hopes to create a game where players can interact with each other in a conversational way, rather than characters being overly violent and causing the weaker side to be completely unable to act. This will also be a live service game, so player dissatisfaction can be adjusted with patches. Regarding combos, L hopes that players will be rewarded for difficult combos, but they do not want combos to be too long and make the losing side feel hopeless or uninterested. So basically, that's the one thing that's not going to be like Marvel vs. Capcom. Competition organizers do not have to worry because L will be able to hold the game in the same event as other fighting games. Players do not have to worry because becoming a professional L player does not prohibit them from playing other fighting games. They are working hard to coordinate with PlayStation and hope to create a fighting game with the same input lag across all platforms. Now, with all this information, this is great stuff to hear. Shout out to GamerB for putting this out. Now, I've kind of touched on everything as I went through this, but my overall thought from this is this game is way farther out than we thought. We kind of might not need to think about playing Project L in an official way or fully released way for a while. I mean, we might be into, we've seen all the stuff that's been coming out about Tekken 8, all the trailers and stuff like that. It seems like Tekken 8 might be out at the beginning of 2024. To me, it seems like we shouldn't be thinking about Project L until 2025. My goodness, that's my biggest takeaway from this, because, you know, so many people have been like Project L, Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, and another MK that's supposed to be on the way. That's gonna be Dylon. But it seems like we shouldn't be worried about Project L till like 2025. I mean, that's just my takeaway. So a lot of the stuff, the mechanics and things that's in here, I'm somebody, I gotta see it really before I just start talking so much about it. So a lot of the ideas they have and stuff is cool, but, you know, hey, the telltale sign was like about the combat mechanics and how they're gonna possibly put up like a vote and stuff for the season. Like, that's far away. So this is your boy Rexonmax. Let me know what you guys think about this, man. Peace out.